I guess we've stepped into the world of working on just about everything nowadays. We work on old tractors and now pickup trucks. This is the second one. This is actually my dad's. It's a 2009 Chevy Silverado. He bought this truck brand new off of the showroom floor. Actually, I think it was just being unloaded from the trailer when he got it. It had 0.3 miles on it when he got it. They had just unloaded it. It really had not gone anywhere, which I thought was really cool. And he bought this back in '09. Like I said, he got it. It was just when they rolled it off the trailer at the dealership. We ended up trading in a couple trucks we had. Wait a minute. Was that for this one or for a different one? Well, going back on the backstory, we had a 1995 Chevy Silverado or Cheyenne, one of the two. And then we had a 1992 Chevy Silverado. It was a 5-speed manual. It had some problems. We ended up, he was looking for another truck and he ended up finding a purple one. It was a 4-door, basically the exact same thing as this, all except for it wasn't a Z71 and it was more of a base model. And there was some other things about it he didn't like. It had a belt squeal and a couple other things it did. So he took it back and they exchanged it out for this one. And he liked this one a lot better. And we still have it. One of the things that we thought was the coolest thing in the world when he first got this truck, because this is actually the first truck that did it, was this has remote start. None of the other trucks that we had, or vehicles for that matter, had remote start. This is cool. But yeah, we thought that was the coolest thing in the world when it did that. And I remember him showing it to us when he first got it. Now, keep in mind, I was only 8 years old at the time when he got this. That's hard to believe. I was only 8 years old when he got this. So yeah, things were a little bit more impressive to me back then than they are now. Hard to believe I remember all that stuff still. So the thing that it's got wrong with it, now I didn't know about, well I knew about this, but I didn't think it was bad as it, I didn't think it was as bad as it was. The passenger door on this side over here does not lock. Well, when I say it doesn't lock, it locks, but there's a little tab in there that goes down, and that's what engages. Shit, well, you just watched it. Oh my God, it wouldn't shut up. I left it locked apparently, but I'm sure you guys saw that the door did open a little bit. Now, we were out in Amish country yesterday, and the thing it did, and yes, it does the honk. That was another thing we didn't like, but the other thing it does is this right here is your lock mechanism. It's always done this, it's never went down all the way, and it's always done that thing right there, even ever since it was new, which we kind of ignored. Dad never really locked it, so he never cared. It doesn't go down all the way. You can push it down, but it comes right back up, as you can see. So I'm thinking something in here is catching on it. Now we'll go to close it, and we'll see if we can get it open again. This was actually, and I did lock it. No, see, it caught. But the mechanism does work. It goes up and down like it's supposed to. So let's just try doing this. Do I want to push this button and make it panic again? No. Let's do this. Oh, you can't do that. Be quicker on this. But you can see it's up some. Let's try. Let's see what it does. Yeah, see? Shit. So that's what we're going to try to see if we can fix. We were out in Amish country the other day, and like I was saying, it did that. Although, except for instead of coming open a little bit, it flew open all the way. This was actually the first truck, believe it or not, I learned how to drive in. I learned how to drive with Dad in this truck. I was 16, no, I was 13 years old. The first time I drove this truck. Not on the road. But yeah, here in the driveway and moving things around in the shop. I said earlier it had 0.2 miles on it when he had first bought it. Let's go see how many miles it has. I believe it's around 70,000. It doesn't have very many on it. I know the Avalanche in the house. I know you guys have seen this truck. This truck's actually hauled tractors around, and it took the home light to Wauseon, and it took things to other places. I know you've seen it before. Let's see how many miles we've got on here, shall we? We have... Show me my miles. I don't care about that. Tell me miles. Miles. There you go. And it's an 09. And it's 40 degrees in the building. Nice. Where the Avalanche... Alright, shut up. Where the Avalanche that we have, the one that pulls the trailer, it's got over 160,000 miles on it, something like that. And it's a 2011. So you can figure out there who drove more. Dad never really went anywhere. Mom did all the driving. She actually put most of the miles on this truck because she had a Tahoe before she got the Avalanche. I guess she didn't like the Tahoe. She liked the truck better, so she'd drive this more often. And then she ended up trading the Tahoe in and got a Avalanche, which the Avalanche has been a really good truck, and I can't really complain one bit about it. So, enough rambling and enough backstory. I'm sure y'all don't care. Let's go on ahead and let's see about getting into the door, and let's see if we can figure out how to get that plate off of there. I mean, if we can figure out how to get that interior trim slash plate off of there, we will see about getting in there and figuring out what's going on with that lock mechanism. I might even move the truck up a little bit so I can get in there a little easier. Don't know, we'll see. So let's see if we can figure this thing out. I've got the camera set up where it's out of my way and I'm not blocking it. I don't really see any access panels. I wish that light worked. That'd be awesome. I'm thinking that right there. That almost looks like a thing that would cover bolts. That does too. I wonder. Right here in between the... There's not an easy way of getting that out, is there, without scratching it up? There we go. This was always the truck that we used to go to church on Sundays when we used to go. We haven't gone in years. Yeah, look at that. That accesses me bolts. I see one right there. I wonder if that's to take this off. And there's one right there. We may not even need to take this off. I'm wondering if when we were little, we shoved, I don't think we ever shoved things in here, but I'm wondering if something got shoved in there, like a toy or a crumb or something, and that caused it to do that. I'm not accepting responsibility for it at all, but That's just kind of a thought that I just had. Let me see if I can find some kind of light so I can see it a little better. I would say my favorite memories with this truck was, like I was saying before, we would take it on Sundays after church and we would go to Wendy's, because there was a Wendy's right there by the church. So one thing about this truck is it's always had the smell of Wendy's, at least to me, because every time we got in it, we always had Wendy's. Come on. Okay, I cannot get that one out. Let me see if I have a thinner screwdriver. There we go. Yep, look at that, another bolt. I thought so. So, is there just 3 bolts to hold this in? There's 3? And then what would that one be up there? This doesn't come out, does it? And expose the bolt? Do I even want to try pulling that out? Actually, it would make sense if there's only 3 here and there, because this is where you pull on it the most. You have this right here you pull, and you have that right there you pull. That would make sense. Let's see what this does up here. I mean, we may not even need to take this all the way apart. We might find out that, whoa. Okay, I've just figured out what that did. I wonder if, I don't feel anything in there. Got half a mind to roll that window down and get in there with a flashlight. Let's see if I see. Let me turn that air off. It's probably bothering you guys. Let's see if we see anything in here. No, I see absolutely nothing in there. I'm half tempted to lock this door and then re-unlock it. I hope that mechanism stays right there, even though we're thinking about taking this off regardless. Let's see what happens. Oh good, it comes right back up. That one's still unlocked. Let's close it and let's see if it does this little dance like it usually does. No. I wonder, you don't think this was just up on it too high or too low, do you? Maybe this got shoved at some point in time. It came back up. Good, it does open. You don't think that that could be what it is, do you? Because I wouldn't know where I'd want it to be. Let me check another door. Let me just get one more look in here real quick. I did see a little thing in this side, it looked like to me. What's that right there? I wonder. So we know it locks, we know the mechanism works fine. It's just we gotta figure out what is this hitting on. Let's stick it back in there. there's a thing down on bottom. It almost looks like insulation. I wonder if it's hitting on that. Yeah, see? Because now it doesn't go down all the way. And it did before because it... Yeah, see? It's not going down all the way anymore. It did before. I wonder... Oh, I'm sure y'all probably want to see. I wonder if we were to lift this up a little bit. Would that do anything to help our case? Let's see if that does anything. Went down further. There you go. Now, as long as it doesn't, it holds itself down now, though. There it goes. It's gotta help. But yeah, shit, it still does. I thought we had it fixed. Never mind. Yeah, see, it still does it. Yeah, we've got it. We're into it this far. We might as well just pull it apart and figure out what's going on with it. And it ended up pulling itself back in anyway, it looks like. Yeah, that's a neat setup. I figured it was a screw that held it in there. We want to roll this window back up, more than likely, I would say. Let me run over there and turn off that key. So what size do we say these bolts are? I want to say roughly, it's got to be something metric, because of course metric. I'm going to go with 10. We'll just see what 10 says. If this will fit or not. I was right, first try. I wonder if that's why everybody always loses their 10mm sockets. Well, shit. Well, I just lost the bolt. No, I didn't. It's right there. These have little magnets. Nice. Then we'll come in here and grab, if we can. There we go. Alright. So here's my next question. Is this two pieces, or is this all one piece? I would think it's one because of that. I bet you going all the way around here there's a bunch of clips. That's probably one of the components fighting me right now. Scratch that all up. There we go, we got one to pop. We got another one to pop. So where are they all at? There we go, there's another. That or we're breaking stuff. There we go. There we go. So I think we're off on this side completely. I don't think there's anything mounted to this door other than the door handle, I believe, if I had to guess. What was that? I bet this has to come out too. Oh, look at that. I was right. And I'll bet you, taking that out, that's how you remove the mirrors. It almost feels like to me there might be another clip here somewhere. Oh, they're all just plastic clips. But wait a minute, what just fell? I feel like there's a bolt underneath of this. I think there is. But does this even come out? I thought so. There is a bolt under there. There's a bolt on bottom too. That explains that. Dumbass. We figured it out. Eventually. I'm glad it didn't go ripping on it. I figured there was, but at the same time I thought there couldn't be. So if I can, I would like to just get this off to the point where I don't have it off completely. It's just off where I can get to that lock mechanism, you know? There we go. Because I really don't want to go pulling a bunch of wires. There we go. There we go. Little hooks went into something. Down on the bottom. So I'm going to go on ahead and assume we have it in some kind of lock position, some kind of service position. And now that I'm looking at this, let me bring the camera over. I think I want to do before I take the camera over there though. So if we take a look over here, this is the door card. This right here is your lock mechanism that locks and unlocks the door. It almost looks like in a spot on here, this was hitting. I don't know what this is, but I'm wondering if we were hitting whatever that is. I wonder if the little lock goes in there. I don't know what that's for. What would this be for? That doesn't make sense to me. Why is that there? Let's grab that tab and let's just watch it. We'll throw it on there and we'll watch it. We'll see where it goes. If we were hitting, because I'm still trying to figure out what exactly this was hitting on, because I have no idea. It looks like we're down below. That's not looking. There we go. whatever this is doesn't appear to interfere with what we're doing. Oh, it must have something to do with that spot right there. Don't know. I feel like it was hitting. I see that right there, and I'm wondering if it was hitting somewhere over here. Because when I looked down there earlier, I noticed it almost. You know what I bet you's happening? This. I bet you it's hitting on that. Because it almost, I can see it. Yeah, you can. You can see where it actually has been rubbing on it right there. I'll bet you this is hitting on that. It would have to be. So I wonder if we were to come in there with the razor blade and just cut a little bit off of that, if that would do anything or not. Because right now we can't get it to do it with the door card off. Because right now it's up front a little bit. Because yeah, it's not going to be able to pull it down past that. And you can even see where it's been rubbing on there. I'll show you. Let me show you what I was talking about. But yeah, you can see it right there. See that black on that piece of foam? You can see the, yeah. You can see it on here too where it's rubbed over the years. Right there. That's where it's been rubbing at over the years, and it's even scored. I bet this right here is the problem. You can even see a black line in it. It was probably hitting on that, and that's why it wasn't going down. I feel like that should be behind this, like that. Yeah, it just popped right back out though, so. Because on that side it's in. I feel like that is how this should be. That's your issue right there. Now, a smart person wouldn't go in here with scissors. I just want to see if we were to knock off, let's go, I mean, if we can get it to stay back there even, I would be okay with that. Keep it like that. I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to put a hole in the, or hit the window, because I do have the window open right now. And I can imagine it's right behind this. Can we rip that piece out without hurting anything else? That would be nice. Just that little bit right there. I mean, that little bit right there, that's all that's bothering us. If we took this little, there we go. So maybe now, does it power past that? Yeah, it does. That could be what our issue was. And then I see right there too where it's been rubbing. Do we want to put the door card back on it and just see what happens? I have no idea what this is right here. I'd be curious to know. It might even just be some kind of spacer. I mean, I don't know where it sits when this is on here. I would imagine it's as close to that as it can be. But without that on there, we saw it went down all the way, so it was obviously hitting on something, you know. It looked like down here, and it's been sliding right there. I think I'm just gonna cut that. Let's just see what it does. Is there a better way to do this? Yes. Am I gonna do it the better way? No. Well, I bet you I avoided the warranty on this 16-year-old truck. 16 or 17-year-old truck. Well, shit. Guess I'll have to call them scammers about that extended warranty. I want the premium package. Oh, fuck. Did not mean to do that. So, there we go. It just needs to go down to wherever it went before. I don't want it to go past that. Grab a pair of needle nose pliers. I mean, there's obvious witness marks on here. I would almost have half of mine just to pull one of the other door cards off and see what they look like since we have them in here. Come on. Oh, there's a gasket back behind it. Cannot see. Yeah, that doesn't want to come off too. This one pull. There we go, we got it. Now, more than likely this whole thing is going to have to come out. Or later in the future. Oh, it stayed. You know what, let me grab some tape. I'll just tape it in. Here we go. Premium office tape. I don't know if it needs this or not. I'm going to leave it in there though, so that way it doesn't, just in case it needs it. I would assume it's more than likely in there to help with heat, keeping cold air out and noise down, I would assume. That'll work. That'll work for the time being. And it ain't no show truck. It's already got rust on the back fender. It needs a new bed. There we go. Almost looks like it's hitting on that. There we go. Let's try that. There we go. Yeah, it was hitting on that, like I thought. So, I guess now the next thing to do would be to put this door card back in there and see what happens, if it goes up and down like it's supposed to, or if we have to get into it a little bit further. I don't think we'd have to get into it a little bit further, but you never know. So let's go on ahead and let's get this door card put back in here. I've been calling it a door panel, but I believe they're called door cards. There we go. Goes up and down all the way. I don't have to fight with it. Awesome. Look at that. So now just to test our theory of it being that insulation. Oh no, I'm locked out. How will I ever get to work on time? Damn. Cool. So that's fixed. Nice. Now I'll probably end up taking that avalanche apart next and seeing if it has that same stupid setup. I see those two have shoulders. I don't remember what bolt went where. I want to say the 3 was shoulder, or how many are there with shoulders? 1, 2. There's only 2 with shoulders. I want to say they go in here. I might be wrong. That holds that on there too, so I can take this off. Ah, look at that. I didn't know that. One thing I wouldn't mind doing is changing out those mirrors while I'm in here. Putting tow mirrors on it. That's one thing I absolutely would not mind doing. Because I don't like these mirrors, they're small. Cool. And I said it was the one that had a shoulder, correct? Yeah, that makes sense that there would be bolts in this. Cool. I guess I should have said it sooner in the video. This is not a how-to channel. If you're looking for a video on how to fix your door lock, do not watch this video. Well, you already did and I already fixed it. But this is not a how-to channel. I'm just an idiot who has a kind of mechanical skill and I can kind of work on stuff. Kind of. Giving myself more credit than I should. So, if you learned something from this, do me a favor and hit that like button on the video, leave me a comment, and also I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. This isn't a vehicle channel, however, we work on some pretty cool stuff. I haven't been asking lately, but I haven't been asking people to subscribe lately, but apparently you're supposed to, which I didn't know. So I've just kind of figured if somebody wanted to subscribe, well, they would. That one's not going in. Why is that one not going in? Since I don't want to read the comments and see all these people telling me I shouldn't be using an impact driver, maybe this will shut you up. There we go. I don't want to go too tight on any of them because it's just going into sheet metal. It looks like to me. There we go, that was good. him. There we go. So, that broke off. That should be alright though. I don't see an issue with it. That didn't quite go on there right. There we go. I think there's a clip somewhere I'm missing. Just found it. Yep. Cool. Look at that. Nice. I'm glad to see that goes down all the way now. So let's get these stuck in here. There we go. There we go. Now we play with the bottom. Cool. And then I don't think it matters how this goes. I don't really. That's nice to know. That's removable. There we go. Let me move this chair. Let's just make sure that this mechanism works again. I don't want to pull too hard because I don't want to rip that handle off. I've done it on accident. Cool. I guess we fixed it. So let me get all this shit off of here and get things cleaned up a little bit. We'll back this out of the building. And I guess I'll get a thumbnail picture, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to take it up and down the driveway just to make sure that that door card doesn't fall out while I'm driving it around. So I'll be right back. Ain't she just a beauty? Runs nice too. And yes, the door's open. I don't want to get locked out. That was one thing Dad was always afraid of, was getting locked out. And another thing I will say about this truck, that bumper is actually not original. There was a snowdrift at the church. There was a lamppost in it. He didn't know that. He went to back up thinking it was a snowdrift. And well, we left and we figured out real quick there was a light post right there and the bumper was all screwed up. So he had to put a new one on it because he was embarrassed. So, yeah. So the famous saying always when Dad drove was watch out for the lamppost, even when there was no lamppost behind us, because they seem to jump out of nowhere. Let me set the camera up and we'll take it. I forgot to mention I was thinking about earlier, locking out. I may or may not have accidentally locked this truck when we were at the store and Mom had to come out and rescue us and bring the extra key. So there you go. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. I want to thank all you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was nice going back and remembering some of my childhood. This truck was a big part of my childhood. I can definitely say that. This was actually the first truck I ever drove on the road also, believe it or not. So there you go. Alright guys, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching, and I will catch hopefully most of you, if not all of you, in the next video. And if you are if you're part of my tractor audience that just comes here for the tractors, even the steam engines, then I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, alright guys, take care. So I forgot after my little joyride, I said we would figure out if the lock still worked on here or not, if the door was still locking. I keep having to figure out where my key is. Let's see. Yep. Lock mechanism. Still works. And the door card is still in there and everything is not falling apart yet, so